Welcome to my channel. Please, before we start, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. It might help someone, and that way somebody will see this video, will also subscribe. So welcome again. This is Big Mama Must Talk channel. How have you been? My week has been very busy, I'll say. So today we're going to talk about just three things: navigating job changes in the different sectors that you work in. So I've been asked this question so many times. How did I cope changing from one type of one sector to the other? Because I've worked in multiple sectors. I've worked in the oil sector. I've worked in the computing sector. Of course, not an engineer. I've worked also in the equipment, while I'm by profession an accountant. And I want to tell you these three things. One thing is, one of the things that you must learn when you get a new job is to learn the job. Learn the rates, the ropes of that job. Now, what do I mean by learn the ropes of the job? In every sphere of work, there is a language in which they speak. So first of all, when you get to a new job, learn the language of that job. So let me tell you a story. This story was my second job. So my first job was in the oil sector, where I left, and I shifted immediately into sales and marketing of computer hardwares, and also dabble into software in a little bit. And when I got that job, I just knew what marketing. I did well in my interview, but I didn't know anything about the new job I got. Here I was with my colleague, Opeyemi, Princess Opeyemi. She's now late. May your soul rest in peace. And I saw this lady, and she was sharp. She knew the equipment, she knew the components, she knew everything about this job. And here I was, coming a greenhorn like me. I didn't know anything about this job. And I knew I needed to sell because our money were tied to commissions. Nobody was willing to teach me anything. I had everything I needed. I had the car, I had the driver. All I needed to do was to make the sales, and I was not cutting it. And you know what? This is what you must learn. You must be humble. You must put on that cap of humility. When you see someone that knows the job, you need to learn under them. And you know what I told this lady? I now said, okay, I see that you know this job. I see that you know this equipment, but I don't know anything about it. Will you allow me learn under you? And she was like, because we're competitors. She needs to sell to make her commission. I need to sell to make my commission. And I told her, okay, I'm going to follow you for 1 month only, and I'm going to watch you sell. I'm not going to steal I promise I'm not going to steal your customer. All I need to know is to learn how to sell this product. I need you to go with me. I need to follow you for only 1 month. I said, 1 month? I said, yes, only 1 month. And she said, okay, if you're willing, let's go. And I took my book, took my pen. Every time she needed to go to a customer, I followed her. You know what I did? I just took notes. Took notes of the parts, the accessories, how she spoke, wrote everything Opeyemi was saying. And you know what? I went to my room and practiced. That's the second thing. You need to practice. Practice the components, practice everything you need to learn how to speak, how to posture, I learned all those things. So when we were off the job and we went back to the office, come to my room in the night, and I practiced these words. I practiced the accessories. I practiced how to speak to. I practiced how to introduce myself. What did I do? I consumed Opeyemi. I turned into Opeyemi every time I went. After I finished my mentorship with her, and I went to the market, and I tell you, not to boast, you can go check the records. I became one of the best sales marketer in the Abuja branch of Dataflex. And I'm proud to say that because of that humility, learning and practicing, those three things got me the sales I needed. So those are the things to do. Be humble, learn, be mentored, learn, be humble, learn, and also practice, practice, practice. And I tell you, you will do well in any new job. Like I said, learn the language. When you speak the language, people will believe that you know what you're doing. So you that is changing that job, I hope these lessons help you. So like I said, remember to like, subscribe, and share. And see you next week in Big Mama Must Talk. Bye.